Chief Investigative Reporter Lauren Inman here with Ozarks First Investigates. I have a digital update for you all tonight. For those of you who follow some of our investigative reporting, you know that the City of Humansville has been a topic of turmoil for the better part of a year now. So this is a photo of the last time I was in Humansville, and citizens there were protesting the firing of the police chief, Ryan Snow. This was at the end of the summer. This was on August 1st. And there have been some new developments tonight. The police chief, former police chief, is now suing the city over his termination. So let me show you some video from the night that we were there and the protests were happening. So this was August 1st, almost or just over 6 months ago. Now, since then, the former police chief says he never even got his last paycheck from the City of Humansville. The City of Humansville is a small town in Polk County, and there are several state-level investigations happening in Humansville still. So Ozarks First Investigates was the first to report on those. And here's a timeline. This is what I want to show you guys tonight, because now that this has been happening for almost a year now, there's a pretty good digital footprint of what exactly has happened over the last year or so. So going back even before this, Police Chief Ryan Snow was hired in December of 2023. So he was employed with the city from December of 2023 until July 31st of 2024. So this all started, and Ozarks First Investigates got involved spring of last year when there were some accusations about how the April election in Humansville was handled. And there was an employee there, the utility clerk, Sophia Piper, who was accused of basically rigging the election to where, I've read the complaint and read the documents, and basically what the allegations are is that people would come into pick up their packet to run for office, and that Piper would say, oh, that position's already filled, or something to that extent. So she's accused of preventing people from running in the April election. Well, then the very next month, May 2024, that's when Ozarks First Investigates really gets involved. There are also questions that come up about missing money. And so if you guys remember that report I did, there's a big chunk of ARPA funds that is in the account one day and then it's missing the next day. So in May of that year, I talked to a financial expert about that. Okay, so then comes July of 2024. Sophia Piper, the utility clerk in Humansville, is facing a felony indictment for election offenses. And not only that, but between April and July, the police chief at the time, Ryan Snow, had taken these concerns about the missing money and taken these concerns about the election offenses to the higher-ups. So that was the Missouri State Highway Patrol and the Secretary of State's office. They both ended up launching criminal investigations into what was happening in the City of Humansville. So after the city is notified that those criminal investigations are underway, the police chief is fired. And so the very next day, he's fired on July 31st of 2024. The next day, August 1st, is when I was in Humansville talking to all the people that you saw gathered there at the Dollar Tree. And they were upset about the lack of transparency and about his firing. So now that was 6 months ago. Now we're to February of 2025. Ryan Snow has filed a lawsuit against the City of Humansville. And let me see here. Basically, what the lawsuit alleges is a few things, okay? So the first of which being is that it was an unlawful termination because there are protections in the state of Missouri for public employees, and they have whistleblower rights. And so the lawsuit alleges that because he was fired, that violated Missouri law and the protections that whistleblowers have in Missouri. The other thing is that, if the city wanted to fire him, there is somewhat of a legal process that's on the books in Missouri. So the other thing that the lawsuit says is that the city did not follow that protocol. And that includes giving a 10-day notice about the termination, It includes providing just cause, and it also includes giving the employee a chance to have somewhat of a hearing and to present witnesses and cross-examine those witnesses and have kind of a public discussion, so be it. And so the lawsuit says none of those things happened either. So when it comes to what exactly he is asking for in the lawsuit, the final part of the lawsuit has to do with money, and it says that he is owed over $6,000 in back pay, basically that he never got his final paychecks from the City of Humansville when he was fired on the spot. But the lawsuit is asking for more than that. It's asking for about $25,000 in lost wages, damage to reputation, loss of a vehicle that was provided by the city, and then some other things that were included in his retirement package that, of course, he didn't get. So I did reach out to attorneys for both sides. I will be speaking to Ryan Snow's attorney here in just a little bit tonight. I have an interview with him coming up tonight at 7:25, so we should be able to air that in the 9 o'clock newscast. And then I also left a message for the city attorney of Humansville. Now, with all the snow this week, the courts in Polk County were closed for several days. And so I am honestly not sure. I mean, I called and left him a message, but that may have been the first time that the city of Humansville was aware that they were being served. So I'm not necessarily expecting to hear back from the city attorney today. I'm not sure that they are even fully aware of this lawsuit. But we will have this on our website, ozarksfirst.com. And that was the last thing I was going to show you. Let me see if I can pull this up here. So if you go to ozarksfirst.com, that's our website, and you type in Humansville in the search bar over here, and then you click on most relevant, you can find all of our previous reporting on Humansville. So like you'll see, this article is from 7 months ago, whenever Ryan Snow was fired, and because the police department was so small, he was actually the only officer at the time that effectively shut down the police department, and that's the other reason why people were pretty outraged. A trial date has been set for Sophia Piper, that employee accused of election offenses, and that jury trial is scheduled for April 30th through May 2nd in Polk County. So that's something that we'll hope to follow and hope to cover and bring updates for you when it comes time. And if you scroll down, there's even further coverage that we did 9 months ago. Criminal investigation in Humansville questions misuse of ARPA funding. And if you watch that story, you'll see exactly how big the chunks of money were that went missing. So this story will be online momentarily tonight. Let me check. I don't think anyone has any questions or comments so far. So, all right, that's the update from Ozarks First Investigates. Like I said, I'm not really expecting a response from the City of Humansville's attorney, but we'll make an effort to get in touch with him as the story progresses and as he has time to read the lawsuit and react to it. So I hope you all have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you later.